I just realized that I've been here talking to myself, so let me welcome you all to the Labor Day edition of our Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum. I invite you to stay with us for updates on Labor Day projects from across Clarendon, insights on the upcoming compliance and beauty show, and we're going to be featuring a community-led project that was done by the Cockpit Citizens Association from the Mineral Heights Division. If you're new to this space, I am Winsome Sharia-Witter, and joining me to get the conversation rolling is the Mayor of Maypen himself, Councillor Joel Williams, no stranger to this space, but the first time gracing this space in his new role as Mayor and Chair for the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Welcome back.
Thank you very much, and greetings to my those who are watching in this space, and I hope we'll have a very fruitful conversation.
Indeed. All right. So a lot took place across Clarendon today, projects in galore, and for those in the different community groups, you would have seen the different pictures and videos rolling in and some really commendable projects. But we're going to be highlighting those projects that took place, the parish project primarily, as well as the different projects across the 22 divisions. And we last year, when we did the updates from the councillors, we didn't have 22 councillors, but now we have the full slate of 22. So, Mayor, take us through the parish project itself and how you decided on where and what you're going to be focusing on for the parish project, and then we'll go into the other projects across the parish. So talk us
Thank
through.
You.
Right.
Thank you. Well, first of all, there's a committee within the structure of the council, which is known as the Civics Committee. That committee deals with matters to do with community, aspect of community development, aspect to do with various things as it relates to civics matters. So at that committee, the councillors, all 22 councillors, would have decided on where the parish project should be held. And so today, the parish, that area which was decided on was the Frankfield community, or the little town in the hills of Frankfield. And that was done because there were a number of issues there that we feel, if were addressed, would create an impact as it relates to the citizens and the business community of that area.
Fantastic. All right. So we have greetings coming in. Good night to you, Sir Holmes. Thank you for tuning in. And as you mentioned, business community, we have the members of the business community joining us here. All right. So we're in Frankfield. So let's start in that area. So that would that have doubled as the project for that division, the Frankfield division? All right.
Correct.
So tell us about the other projects up that side now. So we have Croftsill and others. What took place in those areas?
I in the constituency of North Central Clarendon, they would have been doing a house in the Rock River area for elderly. There was another house being done in the Chapelton division for another elderly who is visually impaired and have challenges maneuvering where he reside. And so that was a project in that area. You would have a project also up in the hills of Northern Clarendon, where the market was cleaned and the town center was cleaned, and equally in the area of Northwest, back in the Spaldings area. So a number of projects were in those areas today.
All right. And Christian Liberty is saying that she loved what she saw coming out of Frankfield. Kudos to the PDC for the work put in. And in some of those photos, I did see representation from our justices of the peace. So let
Indeed.
me,
And our
commend.
custard. And
And
our
our
custard.
custos was doing some tree
Yeah.
planting up there as well. So
Right.
it was not just the, all right, but we did not go into the details. Go into some details, Mayor, about what exactly happened in Frankfield in terms of
Well,
the
as you would
work
have
that was
just
done.
indicated, we would have had
Right.
tree planting, we'd have had the cleaning up of the police station, we'd have had the cleaning up of the market, we'd have had the building of the sidewalks from the town center right down to the primary school. We'd have the building of the ramp leading to the post office, and of course, a beautiful mural being painted just below the wall at the police station. Really enhance the tone and give it a very lively and light looks.
Awesome. And we want to see all the towns looking sparkling. I know that's one of
Green.
your projects.
Indeed, indeed, indeed. And I can assure you, over the last many Sundays, I've been, and not only on Sundays, I've been driving through our town here in Maypen, and I would ask you to tell me if you see any difference. I am really excited because driving through, you can see a difference. The town is clean. And I said to the vendors, hey, you have to get your bags. You have to store the garbage that you use. And I think I'm getting there.
We are, and commendations on that. Still not comfortable though, Mayor, with the
not as yet.
The stringing out of the closed item along, and when you're driving along, it's not a good look. So we need to keep working on that part, right?
Yes,
especially where we have that nice pavement around the clock there. We want to keep that clear, so that's for like an entertainment zone.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And it's easier for policing too, for the
Indeed.
safety, right?
Indeed.
In terms of navigating. All right, so let's take it over to we're moving down now from the hills. What happened we have Moko, Thompson Town. What happened over in those areas?
Those areas, we in Thompson Town again, we had cleanup, beautification in that space. In Moko, the same thing, bushing, cleaning, painting of school corridors, etc. Yes, so those were some of the projects in those two areas. Equally, on the plain, there were projects in Lionel Town. They were doing the hospital corridor this morning, the former mayor, and the other councillors in that space.
Okay, all right. So we missed some of them coming down. Did you mention what happened in Chapelton?
In Chapelton, there were more, not much in the town of Chapelton itself, but more so on the outskirts. I did mention up in Woodall area where I met a number of persons who were building, community persons and the member of parliament who were reconstructing a house for a visually impaired gentleman. It was very heartening to see what were being done there.
Fantastic. And that's in line with the theme for this year, the Labor Day.
Right. Yes.
Love that. All right.
Yeah.
What about down in where are we missing now?
Maypen.
Not Maypen as yet. We're going around and then we come to Maypen.
Okay.
Let's go down to Yorktown and those divisions down that side.
Yorktown, the clinic was done.
Okay.
That clinic in Yorktown, beautifully painted, cleaned up, cobweb down, and I think they should have completed everything there today, but it was looking good from what I saw.
All right, toll gate.
And all of this is to enhance the persons who use these facilities. You want to go somewhere clean. You want to feel that your community clinic is something that somewhere you want to go when you're
Civic,
feeling
that
it.
civic pride. Yes,
Exactly. Yeah.
yes. What
Yes.
happened over in Tollgate?
Over in Tollgate, they did similar thing. They cleaned up
Oh,
bushing at the school, etc.
okay.
Yeah.
And right, Councillor, or your division now, down in Denby.
Right. So down in Denby, we had a fantastic project today at the Windsor School of Hope, and that was
Oh,
basically led by the Heart Trust NTA. They built a ramp from the almost from the gate straight into their farm, because they have now created a farm up in that area in the for the student. And it was something to see. I'm pretty sure I will send you those pictures, but
oh
they did
yes,
a fantastic job there today, along with the community and the school community, who came in to participate along with the Artrus NTA.
fantastic. Kudos to Heart. And they were not just busy there, they were all over. But when we get to the other,
Right,
we'll talk
right,
some more about that. Right.
right.
Yeah, that is amazing though. And as you mentioned in terms of the pictures, at this point, let me share that we will not be sharing the pictures in this live. We want you to stay tuned for our blog post, which will be
Right.
highlighting the pictures from the different divisions, the before and after. So that the blog post comes out on Monday, www.serenityresourceconnector.com. Connect with us across social media platform to look out for that, the link to see what actually took place in a
And,
picture form. All
and,
right?
and if I may just add, we are
Sure.
seeking, you know, that I think you would be aware that our Mapen Hospital is up for big improvement. And
Yeah.
so will have to configure the gate area. And shortly we should start building out what the front area of the hospital should be looking like. So we'll be shifting downstream, and to create a new bus stop at the exit gate. And so that we were hoping to complete today, but unfortunately we didn't. So that will be completed hopefully before the end of next week. So you will
Awesome.
see a brand new, nicely painted bus stop erected in that area.
All right.
And the continue beautification in front there.
Okay, including the patching of the road because
Including, yes, we have that on stream, but you know that we also have the Spark program coming
yes.
on stream, and the entire stretch of main road, we are intended to have it redone. But by next week, you will see some other work taking place along the main street. I won't say, but I'm pretty sure you will be very excited to see what we're going to be doing there.
We look forward to that, but I'm really
Yeah.
concerned about that space because it would be really bad if there's an accident so close to the hospital.
Yes.
Well, it's near enough, but we don't want that to happen. All
And you know
right.
what is unfortunate, we have tried desperately in the past to find where that water is coming from. And NWC has been there so many times, repair, and all of a sudden it starts spring. My understanding is that area could be an underground spring, but we're going to make some other effort to see exactly what is happening there.
Right. You might need to get some external
Right.
support in terms of
Correct.
identifying the root cause
Correct.
of the problem. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's take it over to Councillor Tanya Lee Williams
Well,
division.
yes, in that space again, working along with the theme, ramp it up, show you care.
That's right.
In that area, she would have repaired a house for elderly in Buckner, and the same thing in Treadlight, plus beautification. Trying to give some of the elderly who have challenges as it relates to their roof and where they're living, to improve those conditions so that they can feel much better resting. We're going into the hurricane season, and we'll be very disheartened to have our elderly suffering, during the rainy season and so forth. So we try as best as possible to see how much we can improve on their living condition so that it can be better for them during that period.
Indeed. Right. And just to pause to commend our JP over there in Treadlight,
Yes.
Pollyanna
Pollyanna,
Blakely.
yes,
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 they did an awesome job with that school where they painted the play area. Looked really
correct.
awesome. Commendations to
Treadlight Primary.
Blakely Primary, right, and her
Yes,
team. So
yes.
the photos coming in. All right,
Right.
so we are moving over to Councillor Kenneth Davis division.
Well, again, Davis would have taken charge and would have built some ramps. We have a elderly gentleman over in the overline area. We call him Weedy. And I'm pretty sure that Weedy had challenges getting into his home. And so a lovely ramp was erected there today for him. Plus, he did some other work in the Junior Crescent area to top off his projects.
All right, fantastic. So
Yeah.
we're moving around now. Palmer's Cross.
I think Councillor Benjamin would have done some work at the clinic also, and beautification again is a key because we like to see our community looking sprucey, cleaned up, spruce it up, make it look good, so that you can feel and get a different feel of your environment. And if we take more care of our environment, we'll be able to beat what we're facing now in terms of climate change.
Indeed, right. And in addition to that, over in Palmer's Cross, Romeo Mitchell, the
Yes,
CDC group there, did some awesome work in partnership with Heart. They
right.
painted about 2 to 3 of the schools in that division
They
there.
got that face, yeah.
Right. And some young people were actually certified by Heart
Yes,
in the painting arena. So kudos to the team and the power of collaboration that got it
indeed,
done.
right.
Can just
I,
imagine the
I
excitement of
must
those
say,
students' face when they go in on Monday.
yes, I must say though, must congratulate the persons along the corridor of Buckner, New Langsville, Seven Sites, who came out today with IRA FM and with the solid waste group and did a fantastic cleanup in the woods. And I'm pleading and begging with our motorists, our residents who are dumping the garbage in the woods to please desist from doing that, because when you do so, when you cut down the trees and drop them across the drain and it rains, it is the people who suffers. Last year, if you can recall, my host, we had about, I think it was somewhere in the region of about 8 cars that were washed away in that area. It is unfortunate, and so I'm begging the motorists, everyone, as best as possible to see how we can keep those corridors clean and keep the drains clean.
Oh, yes, because we're getting into the midst of the rainy season and we have to be mindful of that. All right, we are going around, we are circling, and we're going to come back to mineralites, but let's go down to which division are we missing? Haze. Let's go to the Haze and then go further down. Yeah.
Well, that one I am not too afraid with what Councillor Barneswell would have done today, but I would dare to say it could be along the same line: beautification, cleaning up the schools, and so forth.
All right. So
but I
look
didn't
out
have a
for
handle on his
on
project.
that one. All right. So look out for that project. We want to
Right.
highlight that in the blog for
Yeah.
Monday. All right. So moving down, the next one down that side, or one of our newest councillors, the youngest councillor in the Clarendon space, I believe it is.
Yes, Mr. Johnson.
Right.
Right. He would have done a park in Lionel Town and some other areas in the further down in the racecourse in the racecourse community. But he and Councillor Marad were working across line today in Lioneltown. And I know there's a park that was instituted by the former councillor. So the present councillor take a charge and is continuing the work.
Fantastic. I love to hear continuity.
That kind of collaboration, you can imagine.
That's right. That's very important. Yeah. Love that. Yeah. All right. Did we miss anyone else? We have been going at the speed of light. I hope we didn't miss any of the other areas, because we're going to go around to Mineral Heights Division.
Yes.
You can just highlight the division project, and then we're going to bring on Councillor Coke to tell us. I understand that we had a number of collaboration in this space. So but Councillor Coke will tell us about that. Share with us the division project for that area, Mayor.
In the Councillor Coke area?
Yes.
Well, I have been told about the one at Cockpit.
Okay.
Yes, the Cockpit project. I've heard much of it, but was not too au fait with all the details of that one. So I'm pretty sure that our other
We're
guest
gonna get the details now.
We'll get the details from her.
All right, thank you so much. Let me just pause to acknowledge those who are joining us on Instagram. We have some of our queens that were in the space with us last
today with
Thursday.
Us in Frankfield.
Sorry?
They were with us today in Frankfield, working too.
Your JCDC competitors.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, we're referring to the Miss Teen Central Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Right. Queens, right. We have Norvi Duffus from NCB and a number of others. Mr. Universe, one of our youth advocates in this space. All right, before we move over to, let's acknowledge Dr. Lavelle. Thank you for tuning in, highlighting that the Rotary bus shelter was cleaned and sanitized and surrounding area cleaned and trash bagged near Sagicor Millennium Mall, just in time for the Mineral Heights segment of the discussion. Awesome job. Kudos to the Rotary team, always at it. All right, taking note of your other comment, Doc. All right, Mayor, don't go anywhere. We will be bringing you back on so we can talk about that awesome show that's coming up next week, Monday. Councillor Coke, let's get you on camera. Turn on your, all right. Welcome. Something is going on with your device there, Councillor Coke. All right, we're seeing you. Let's hear you.
Good night, and I appreciate the fact that I was invited to this forum tonight to give an insight on what has been taking place across the Mineral Heights Division throughout the Labor Day. We had, to the better part, about 5 recognizable projects that took place across the space. Starting from Cockpit, where the JDF came to Cockpit and assist us in constructing a what we would call concrete bathroom for the Cockpit Basic School. In prior years, they have been plagued with water issues and have gotten assistance with tank. However, they have a particular space to put the tank.
We're not hearing your councillor. All right, let's bring on Lady Thompson, the Secretary for the Cockpit Citizens Association. Welcome, Ms. Esmond Thompson.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. So while Councillor Coke gets his connection sorted out, he was sharing with us about the Cockpit project, but you have intimate knowledge of that coming out of the Citizens Association, because this project you were sharing with me started last year.
Yes, it started last year when...
You might have to leave and come back on. Something is wrong with your connection.
Oh, we started last year when Councillor Coke came by and see the water situation at the school. And then the bathroom for the teachers were in a little shaky state. So he suggested that we build a bathroom where we could put the tanks on top to have continuous water for the school. But last year it did not went as planned, but this year the Citizen Association joined with the school and say, okay, this is gonna be our Labor Day project. We collaborated. We have donors like Windalco and Stewart's Hardware in Longville Park and LessJet Hardware. Those persons contribute material items along with community members who came out and or bring stuff along like blocks and sand, and community persons who came out and do the foundation. The JDF sent a crew of men to help. We greatly appreciate that. And Mr. Webster Blake and Donovan, I think it's Brown, they are gonna finish up the building come tomorrow, because we had a late start today, but come tomorrow they're gonna do the blocking up of the building. So hopefully by the end of the month or so we'll have a complete bathroom.
Awesome. It's great to hear that it's not just Labor Day, but we're going to keep the momentum going to finish up. Right. So we're gonna need some additional support, because Cecilia is mentioning that just great going, and you just need to pay some attention to the community center. It's in need of urgent repair. So for those who are looking on, this is another project that we don't have to wait until the next Labor Day. We can take it on.
Okay.
Right, so
for the community center, we have been asking for years for support, but I'm not sure what's going on. But hopefully, with the help of Councillor Coke and the Member of Parliament, Mr. Pernell Charles Jr., we hope to reach somewhere by the end of the year.
All right, Councillor Coke.
Mm-hmm.
All right, unmute Councillor Coke. So if it was not yet added to your diary, here's another area of concern.
And we are working to try and get the community center back up and running. We have some technical issues in relation to the community center, but we hope to get it sorted out in short order, because we have spoken to a lot of other donors that is willing to come on board. But there are some criteria that they are asking for that we are trying to sort out in order to get the community center back on track. Because in about a couple months ago, we had a crochet initiative at the community center, and it was well received. And we hope to continue to do that. Once we get the community center up and running again, we intend to do a lot more training at the community center so that it can benefit the community in a bigger and better way. So we are working on it. We have some glitches, but we hope to work it out as soon as possible so that we can get the community center up and running as well.
All right, before we go back to Lady Thompson's, Councillor Coke, is there anything else? I hope you were hearing while she was sharing. Is there anything else that you wanted to highlight regarding Cockpit project?
The Cockpit project is one that has been dear to me for quite a while, because they're having the water issue, and always wanted somewhere to put the tank so that it can feed the school adequately. And I came up with a suggestion because the state of the bathroom was of one where it needs some repair. So I said to them, okay, why not just improve the bathroom, do a decking on top of the bathroom so that you could rest the tank on it instead of to build a stand by itself for the tank. And it was accepted, and we decided that we would go ahead and try to get it done. We try and started last year, but it didn't go as planned. We went back there again this year, and it went off a little bit better. And I hope in a matter of days, if not weeks, we can get the project 90% complete, that we can put the tank on top so that we can have more regular water supply to the school.
Indeed. And let me acknowledge Sir Balvin Mackenzie, the parish manager for the SDC, who reached out asking about a project in this space, infrastructural project in this space for the JDF team that wanted to participate. And it was great that Councillor Coke highlighted the Cockpit Citizens Association initiative, because that's how we were able to say, all right, here is one that's going on down there in Cockpit, and we're going to be highlighting that. So why not get on board to get that done? So I'm happy that they were able to come on board and participate in that. The power of collaboration. All right. So, Lady Thompson, anything else that you'd want to share to encourage other citizens group to be strengthened and to participate in the governance structure?
Okay. We have a citizen association here. Persons sometimes are reluctant to come to meeting for whatever reason, but over the years we are still trying to push forward. We are getting small projects done because as Councillor Coke had mentioned, since here United Way of Jamaica had sponsored a crochet program, and it was well received. We have about 18 persons graduated. And last year, Judicial Foundation had sponsored another project. So community can benefit from a whole lot of things, but persons just have to come together, and no matter what, no matter how small a group, we can always go big. So persons just need to come out and attend meeting and hear your voice. Let persons know what is going on in the community. And if you know of something that is going on, say it, because you don't know how it would benefit your community.
Fantastic. And see, there's some endorsement here. Welcome, Lady Ava. Cockpit has been a champion of community projects. She remembers the EFJ project. And it's great to hear of the great work in Cockpit. Kudos, Miss Esme and Mr. Coke. All right. And we have Lady Brown joining us. Good evening to you. It's good to see fellow justices of the peace participating in Labor Day projects across the parish. Oh, yes. A lot took place. The JPs came out in strong force. All right, Lady Esme, thank you so much for sharing space with us here. If there are any final thoughts that you would want to add, and now is your time to do so as we bring on back Councillor Coke.
I just want to thank you, Mrs. Witter, and Mayor Williams, for having this space for persons to talk about what goes on in their community, because sometimes we have things to talk about, but the space is not there to highlight. And thank Mr. Coke for his tremendous help. And for the member of the communities, the principal of the basic school, Miss Cheryl Jones, Miss Paulette Jones, and Miss Smith, Miss Fiona Gordon, a big thank you, because those persons really push out for this to be what it was today. And I thank you all for your help and to continue with this collaboration with you, Miss Witter, and the others.
My pleasure, and I think I speak on behalf of the municipal, excuse me, corporation and the other groups that I collaborate with in this space to make it happen. Thank you so much,
Right.
and I thank you in advance for spreading the word so that other citizens can be made aware of this space. And let me thank also Sir Hepburn that just subscribed to the channel. So that's one way of supporting the space, subscribing to the channel and sharing so that others can become aware. We have a lot of best practices that were shared by different groups, youth groups, schools, and others that we can utilize in the space to make it even better. All right, thank you again. All right, let's round out with Councillor Coke now, the rest of rides. All right, Lady Esme, don't go anywhere. You can stay in studio and
okay,
listen to the rest. Okay, good. All right, Councillor Coke, you had a number of others because this is one of the reasons why your division was recommended for this spot, because you have a number of collaborative projects in the space. And I started out second Thursday of this month looking at collaborations in the safety and security space. We highlighted their technical, their collaboration with our local police. So now we wanted to highlight a councillor that took the charge in terms of fostering collaborations in the space. Just to put in context why Mineral Heights Division was selected. So you shared about the Cockpit collaboration. What were some of the other projects that took place in the Mineral Heights Division today?
In the Mineral Heights Division, we have approximately about 5 recognizable projects. I'm not saying that it is all the projects across the division, but the recognizable ones are about 5. Where in Longshill Park we did some sprucing up at the roundabout and the curves wall in Longshill Park, so that we can give persons a kind of sense of knowing as to the areas that you can and cannot park in the Longshill Park division. Then we went over to the Toby Heights, where the street signs were kind of dilapidated and outdated and looking shabby. So we went ahead and we spruced up the street signs them to get them looking a little bit better. Then we moved on to the Mineral Heights housing scheme, where former Councillor Milton Brown did a tremendous job in giving us a wonderful play area. Started to give us a wonderful play area, and it was there languishing, and I decided that I would want, in collaboration with the community members, see if we could revitalize that space so that it can be a sense of social attractions to the community in time to come. And the members of the community came out, especially one of our own residents in the Mineral Heights division or Mineral Heights housing scheme. The owner of X Lounge came out and gave us tremendous support. We have another grouping of individuals that call themselves the Parliamentary Walking Committee, that they came out and did a magnificent job in supporting the event. Today, we had an event at the Mineral Heights Playfield dubbed the Six-a-side football competition and family fun day, where we had about 8 teams participating in the six-a-side football competition, where we had teams playing for cash prizes of first prize $30,000, second prize $20,000, and third prize $10,000. And we had bounce about, free hot dog and ice cream to the children of the community, giving them something to look forward to on a holiday evening such as this, so that they could come out and just enjoy the evening. When we left there, we went on to the horse hall, the bottom horse hall green space where the area was a little bit dilapidated, where we tried to spruce up the fencing and the painting of that space so that it could represent a nice little green space in horse hall. So the community members came out and they did marvelous job in cutting the area, refencing the area, painting the area, and it was a lovely and wonderful work from the Arsal community. We went on to go over to the newborns basic school, where it has been run down, but Jamaica Rums from Monimus decided to partner with us and try to do something magnificent for that space. They came in, they carry a magnificent team, a team of about 25 persons, came out with the community members, and they repainted the basic school / community center with a wonderful paint job, and it was marvelous this evening to see how persons volunteer from outside of the space to come and ensure that our community center / basic school is looking up and beautiful again. And I must say to them, thank you very much, Jamaica Rums / Monimus, for the contribution that you have given to the community, and we do appreciate it, and we look forward to your continued support in the future.
Fantastic. It was busy over there in Mineralites Division. And just on the outskirt, we had a team that came in, not from Clarendon, so I must highlight let me get their names right, the Elevation Cycling Club, who reached out seeking support. They usually do their annual cycling along the stretch there on the highway, and they saw that it needed a little cleaning up, so they came down with their team and did some cleaning up along that stretch. Commendations to Councillor Davis, who was very supportive in helping to get the NSWMA team to do some cleaning up after with the garbage that was left behind, and the others that came out from the different communities to support that initiative. Well done, Councillor Coke, and the other councillors, of course, across the space.
Thank you very much.
Fantastic. We're looking forward. I speak on behalf of the viewers and those that will be watching the replay. We're looking forward to seeing the pictures in the blog post for next week. So councillors, please be sure to submit your pictures, the before and after, so that we can share the awesome work that took place. All right. So thank you again, Councillor Coke. You can stay in backstage and hear what Mayor has to share for the rest of the program. So Mayor, let's have you back on with us. Thanks to Sir Grant and others who, Moko Police Youth Club and others, Mr. Williams, who have joined us on Instagram. All right. Welcome back, Mayor.
Thank you.
All right. So before we get into the discussions, let's share.
So the following is a public service announcement. I'm calling all my beauticians. That's all my beauticians, because the Clarendon Municipal Corporation is inviting you to their compliance and beauty show come Monday, May 27, 2024 at the old police station from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. So come out early, because you want to get your business registered, you want to get your public health permit, you want to get your license, you want to get all these good things. And on top of that, there'll be lots of prizes and surprises. We're talking about performances by Iwata, Miss Tifa, don't know she gonna spell it out. And on top of all of that, there will be a beauty show for the barbers, the hairdressers, the makeup artists, so you don't want to miss it. That's Monday, May 27 at the old police station, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., hosted by Bishop Escobar and yours truly, Daniela McKenzie. So come out early, Monday, May 27 at the old police station. You don't want to miss it. Come now, we're gonna make it legit.
That's right. Licensing. All right. And there are several others that's making the rounds on the Instagram and Facebook platforms. So you want to go connect with Clarendon Municipal Corporation on those platforms to see the rest. So this is the second staging, right, Mayor? For
Indeed,
the
yes,
complaint. Yes. All right.
quite
And
so.
last year, right, based on the clips that I saw from last year, awesome performance from the Effortville Shining Stars, always on par. Commendations to them on their 4 goals at
That's the
the
Effortville Primary School.
Effortville Primary School
I
National,
want to,
JCDC National, 4 gold
listen to me.
medals.
I want to take this opportunity to shout out to their principal, who is doing an awesome job with that little school. There were times when persons thought that nothing could come good out of Effortville, but today they did extremely well last year in PEP, and is that they're just soaring, they're just moving from one leap to the other.
That's right.
Great work being
Lovely.
done by the principal and the team.
Yes, Lady Lisa Holmes Shirley, take a bow.
Shirley, yes.
Queen. Yes. All right. So how did this compliance and beauty show come about? What was the thinking behind it, the objective of having the show?
Last year we're thinking outside of the box. As a municipal corporation, we don't think it should be just about collecting market fee, cleaning the market, cleaning the street, doing those things that governance. We believe that as a municipal corporation, we needed to be more connected. And by being more connected, we step outside of the box and we look at areas how we can impact the lives of our small business people, those who need a little help to guide them, to spur them on to bigger heights. And so that's how it came about. Last year it was good, and so this year we are made up a very, very big move to make it bigger and better. And you would have heard it in the ad. We're going for to try and get these people compliant, to try and get them to have all the necessary documentation that they need. Because who knows, tomorrow, next year, a few of these guys might travel overseas. And if they can go overseas and show that they're certified by heart, the challenge that they would normally face would be nil, because Heart Trust is recognized basically across many of our different countries.
Indeed. And I see you're bringing in superstars from the United Kingdom for this year. Tell us about that.
That's why I said to you, this year is going to be bigger and better. And the next year, God's willing, it's going to be bigger and better, because we intend to improve on it every year. We intend to take different level of individuals, and we want to create good and strong business people who are going to do well, who are going to move their business to another level. And we see the potential here in our people, and what we're trying to do is to help them to harness it and to bring them to a new level.
Indeed. And just to highlight for any of the barbers, beauticians, hairdressers that are on, we actually did a segment back in 2022. That's
Right.
how far long we have been having this collaboration, right?
Right.
Where we actually looked at the whole matter of compliance and in terms of the, not just from the municipal corporation's end, but from the health aspect of it. And both
Certification.
teams, right,
Yeah.
will be licensing, will be on site,
Right.
in addition to the company's office. So you're bringing it all together, the connection taking place on the ground, so you see how
Right.
it all gels. Because you
Indeed.
need, there's often a confusion between the company's office registration of business and the license to operate these different entities. So I'm happy that you're taking those in the same space so that you're able to see and understand the difference between each.
Right.
Right.
We're giving them a one-stop shop
That's very important.
rather than
So,
having them going to different places. We're taking all of these entities into one space and say, hey, here we are. We're giving you a platform to boost your business, to get your business on the right track.
amazing. So for the community representatives who are connected or will be watching the replay, remember it's going to be Monday, May 27th, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the old police station. So you want to invite all the beauticians, hairdressers, barbers in your space to just come on out and make it official,
Right.
because that is what's going to help them to access
Yeah.
additional facility. And for
Right.
those who missed it, Heart is promoting their entrepreneurial grant. So you need to have those registrations, the compliance measures in place for you to be able to access these grants. And remember, grants are it's not a loan, you don't repay. You just have to ensure you have the necessary things in place to access the grant to improve and enhance your
Quite
business.
so. Giving them the
Right.
start that is necessary.
That's right.
Right.
And any other excitement they should be looking forward to? We heard about prizes and surprises.
Yes,
coming
but
up.
I can't give away those surprises. Surprise.
No, we're not giving them all the surprise,
Okay.
what exactly it is in terms of the beauty show. Who
Uh-huh.
can participate in those beauty shows?
Well, you have the hairdressers, the nail tech, the all of those individuals will participate.
And those who participate, of course, expecting to get some prize at the end of the day, right?
That's the secret.
I had to try. All right. Thank you so much for that. Are there any
But I
questions?
want to take the opportunity to thank the sponsors, because without them, we could not have make it as big as we intend for it to be on Monday the 27th. We have a number of sponsors who are on board with us. We went out, we seek them out, and they accept. And I want to say a very, very big thank you to them. And on Monday, we will have an official space, and we will use it publicly again to say thanks to these sponsors, because we're hoping that they will continue to be on board with us as we continue to build out and help those that we're seeking to serve.
Indeed. All right. We have a question, Sir Coke. We have a question for you on Instagram. You weren't here last year for the council's update, so your question is coming in now. So, Sir Coke, if you're still there, there's a question for you. All right, he's backstage. Mr. Universe, he's backstage, so we'll see how best we can get that if we have enough time. But if you have questions from Mayor Williams, you can go ahead and ask your questions just now. Let me commend the teams again, the councillors, community groups. Big up to the Cockpit Citizens Association, Heart and Estate Trust was shining across the parish. The Justices of the Peace, led by the Custos herself, Mrs. Edith Chin, and the many others, the Rotary Club, and the many others who took on initiatives and actually championed them throughout. All right, we're not getting Councillor Coke just now, but we get a response to your question, Mr. Universe, acknowledging that. All right. All right. Just in time, Councillor Coke, you're in the hot seat. Mr. Universe wants to know some of your short-term and long-term plans for the division. Give us the top two.
One of my top two things for the division is create more green spaces, or what we would call green areas, that we can relax after a hard day's work or a hard week work. I intend to do more collaborative green parks in the division, so we can have our kids enjoy a little more social activities, being as it is now. A lot of our kids stay home and play on their devices and don't go out as much to swing and enjoy social reaction, physical social reaction with other kids. So I want to create more green areas so that our children can react more in that manner. One of the biggest challenge I'm having in relation to the mineralized division is that the demand for road repair is so huge. But I have hit the ground running and try to improve on the work that I am doing in the mineralized division as it relates to road repair. So those are my two main areas I would want to champion for the coming weeks and months so that we can improve our living standards somewhat.
All right. Any longer term? Any on the longer term list?
Most of the long term things that I have in store for the mineralized division in relation to we have some areas that still have water issues in relation to potable water in in our homes. Areas like Cockpit and Top Ozol, we still have challenges with running water in our pipes. And I hope to collaborate with the Member of Parliament and the Minister of Water to see how much we can get portable water in these areas so that persons can feel more comfortable with water running through their pipes.
All right. And the green area started with the projects today. I remember you mentioned a couple of those. So kudos, keep it going. Mr. Universe, I trust that helped. And I'm sure that the youth groups, just get them involved to be a part of the process. All right, so keep the collaboration going, not just with the citizens group, but get the young people involved so they can be a part of the change that they want to see.
Most definitely, because even as it relates to the football rally that I had today, I want to just kind of embrace the youth and let them have a space to feel a part of what is taking place and revitalize the citizen association across the division so that persons can feel a part of something and not just feel that it is only for the adults and it is only for the 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 older folks. No, I want all citizen association across the mineralized division to be so vitalized that it is a holistic approach where we can cater from as young as 6 years old to as high as 46 years to 106 years old.
All right. You had this any of the centenarians, that word, on the list? We had quite a number of them on the list for Clarendon. I'm trying to remember if any was in the mineralized area, but we did have a number of them. Okay, Mayor Williams, final words from you.
I just want to take this opportunity to thank my colleague councillors, the Clarendon Municipal Corporation staff, the CEO, and all the collaborators, yourself who are providing this space for us to communicate with the residents of the parish of Clarendon, to bring them up to speed in terms of what we're doing to try and improve their living condition. Again, I want to say a big thank you to all. I want to say to you, we will continue to do as best as we can to make sure that we improve their lives, improve their infrastructure that they have to use, and to make sure that Clarendon become the better parish in the country of Jamaica.
Thank you. Always a pleasure to facilitate these discussions. Simple but very important in terms of making the connection with the people on the ground. And let me thank those who were engaging in the comments. It's very important that you're a part of this because we have to be a part of the change that we wish to see. Thank you again, our Mayor of Maypen, Councillor Joel Williams, Councillor Colin Coke from the Mineral Heights Division, Esmond Thompson, the Secretary for the Cockpit Citizens Association, all you wonderful live audience who are interacting with us both on YouTube, Instagram. We're not able to see what's going on X, but just in case you leave anything there, I'll be sure to respond to it. Be sure to subscribe, set your notifications so you don't miss these engaging and insightful discussions that take place here every Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you again and have a fantastic rest of the night.
Thank you too.
Okay. The Local Governance and Community Development Live Forum was brought to you by the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, working for you always. Visit the Serenity Resource Connector website at www.serenityresourceconnector.com. Subscribe for a weekly blog post. Join us again on Thursday at 8 p.m. Thank you for watching.